keeping up with the creatives. Today, we're going to give you a little bit of a background in what it's like in the entertainment industry by inviting a few friends of ours to showcase a little bit of fun for you guys, talk about procrastination, and tonight's first guest is New Zealand singer-songwriter AJ, better known as the AJ Sound. Hey AJ.
Woo! Look at that intro. Holy shit. Like you guys coordinated it and everything.
Yes, it was fantastic.
Harmonies and everything.
Well, we just wanted to say a massive congratulations on the release of your new single, Please. You're killing it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been amazing. Hey, people have been awesome. People have been so awesome about it. It's always hard. You know how it is, right? It's always hard. Like you always got this like anxiety just before it goes out. And then you're just like, holy shit, what's the first comment going to be? What's the first person to say?
I hate it. Are people going to love it? Yeah. So I guess just give us a little bit of a background on who you are and what you do, just so that our friends can get to know you a little bit better.
Basically, I make music now. And I've been doing it for the last 7 or 8 years. But I started off with covers, as you guys know. That's kind of how we met. And I'm sure the girls will want to get into that at some point. But yeah, so 7 years of covers, and then got into and finally decided to write music, which people have been telling me to do for ages. So yeah, it's going to be like, I know my plan is to become like the world's best singer-songwriter. So Ed Sheeran, I'm coming for you if you ever watch this.
We actually have a kind of funny way that we met you back in 2016. Do you want to fill people in on how we met?
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Actually, I think you guys used to like busk around the corner of Burke Street and what's that other street? What's that main? Swanston.
Yeah, Swanston a little bit.
Yeah, and there's tons. And honestly, there's like so many buskers in Melbourne. It's kind of what I went there to do as well. I got lucky where work kind of sponsored everything, but I definitely went there to busk a little bit. And yeah, it was super weird. Like there's the odd singer that, and they're really odd actually, but there's the odd singer that kind of catches your attention, right? Because there's so many people, but then every now and then you're like, holy shit, who is this? And there's been a couple of them. So I think Tash Sultana was the first one for me that kind of caught my attention. Yeah, there's been a few big names there, but then this one night I was like heading down to the dairy. What do you guys call it? Like the milk bar. You guys call it the milk bar.
The dairy.
I was heading down to the milk bar. And came out of the milk bar and saw these girls, and like I was just hearing like this insane shit, and I'm pretty sure you guys were singing Valerie.
Yeah.
Is that one on your set list?
Yeah, I reckon it would have been something. I don't know if we learnt that later date, but yeah, probably was.
Yeah. So this would have been like 2016ish.
Yeah.
2016 maybe. Yeah. So I think that's the song that I heard, and I was just like, holy shit, who are these people? But I didn't talk to them. I was like way too shy. So like I
That's what I was trying to figure out. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, did he come up and say hey?
Because we were talking about it and we were like, there was
the
no
first time
way
we met?
we wouldn't forget that.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I'm not normally shy, but the thing is like, I don't like to interrupt people busking. Like I get really nervous to just go up and be like,
hey, how you doing?
You know, like it's just like, what the hell am I doing here? Yeah. So yeah, just kind of watched you guys do a couple of songs and then headed home, stalked you all over like Facebook and this and that, and I'm like, shit, we got to do a cover. So yeah, that's kind of how we met, but it was super interesting because I'm pretty sure the first message was like, do you guys want to come over to my hotel?
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, if you didn't explain it as just like I was a random dude, like message two random chicks, hey, come over to my bedroom and let's
We would have been like 17 and 18 at the time, so that was even better.
Yeah, that was.
Oh Jesus, that doesn't make things good.
Hey, no, we came up with good music anyway, didn't we? Totally.
And then we did, and then it was funny because I'm pretty sure like your dad or someone or one of you must have been like, fuck that, we're not going to this random person's house. Let's get him over to fucking Geelong.
No, seriously, I'm pretty sure I remember that conversation. I was like, Dad, like, this is really cool that this guy reached out. We have to invite him here. And Dad's like, yeah, that's a good decision.
And I was like, I don't have a car. Fucking hell. It was like a bloody 2-hour train ride.
We picked you up from the train station. Although this kind of seems more sketchy that we invited him to our home address. Oh. Imagine if you were sketchy.
No, but I'm pretty sure your dad's quite scary though, right? Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, probably.
All
right.
Yeah, I couldn't pull anything off versus your dad. Like, he's just so scary. But he's so nice. He's so nice. But like,
we love our dad.
he just comes across as like, fuck you, man.
Let's talk procrastination. Do you cave into it?
What's procrastination? No.
I won't say that. What was another thing you said the other day?
I was like, why procrastinate when you can procrastinate?
Seriously, that is so good. So funny. Holy shit. Oh my God. Yeah, well, that is procrastinating.
You know that because that way you're getting some output anyway. Like,
helps with Oh my God, that's so funny.
No,
I'm like,
leave it there.
No, I think everyone does, right? Like, you have those tough times. No matter how passionate and motivated you are, there's always going to be downtime. For me, like, that's been probably the last 2 weeks have been the worst when it comes to like downtime for me. Since I launched as an artist, like as a proper artist, and started releasing my own stuff, I've been like working every day, like nonstop for like 6-7 hours a day on top of my full-time job at the moment.
Yeah.
So that's like 13-14 hours a day of constant work, if you think about it. Even though like I don't see music as like work, like it still feels like fun. And I hope it always feels like this. But I think like over the last 2 weeks, I've gone super into the shell where I'm just like, I just want to sit in Netflix, and I've finished so many series and I haven't done it for so long. So I'm just like, I'm in this like love, like la la land right now. I'm just so happy.
You said something the other day on another live that I was watching, and it was that someone taught you that you actually should take time off that is like, not that set, but that you actually go, okay, I'm taking this time off because I need it, instead of going like waking up in the morning and not doing anything. And then you get that like, you know, I guess a negative feeling around taking a break. So it doesn't actually end up feeling like a break.
Exactly. And that's kind of what I was going to get to. So like last week, for the first couple of days, I was sitting around and watching Netflix, but I was so agitated because I'm like, shit, why am I doing this? Why can't I write? Why can't I? And I've tried to write and it's just nothing good's coming out. And I'm just like, what the hell? But then like my mates, I had a conversation with one of them and they were just like, why don't you just intentionally take a break? And I was like, what does that mean? Like, I am taking a break. And he's like, no, but like, tell your mind that you deserve this now. Yeah. And that's changed everything, because just like 2 days ago, I was just sitting up watching Netflix, and then the song came to me and I was like, okay, this is interesting. But that's only because I didn't put so much pressure, I feel, on myself to like, I have to write. You do cave in. I think it's just natural human instinct. And I don't think you can avoid it, no matter how passionate, how talented, how whatever you are. No one's a superhuman. Like, everyone's going to cave into procrastination at some point, but it's about how you deal with it. And I think one of the ways is sometimes give yourself the break, because you never know, you might come back stronger than ever like 2 days later. And I think it's more relatable than music to most people is going to be like from a fitness perspective, because fitness kind of applies to everyone. When you go nuts at the gym for like 6 months, for example, with like 1 or 2 days break in between your sessions, taking a week off or taking 2 weeks off actually helps you, and you come back stronger and more motivated than ever to like get back into it. So yeah.
Definitely.
And that's really why I think we started Keeping Up with the Creatives, because we want to break the stigma around this perfection. You know, social media portrays artists in a certain way that feels almost unattainable to like up and coming. We've had certain experiences where we've gone, no one has ever had this happen to them. I went and talked to a few other artists and they're like, no, this stuff happens all the time. And that's why
it's got to
really
be normalized. It's got to be normalized.
And that's why we think it's really important to
especially
talk about
with what's going on in the world, that we're all confined to our own homes, that procrastination is going to be something that is more relevant in this day and age. But how do you stay motivated while you are at home? And
I think number one for me is like find something you're actually passionate about. Because for years I was trying to do this or trying to do that, or I see someone get famous by doing something, or like I see someone like just loving their life and I try to do what they're doing to love my life. but it starts with yourself. It starts with loving yourself, loving what you do. And yeah, I think start there. And then number two, like that automatically will push you so hard. Because I don't know how it is for you guys, but for me now, even though I'm doing like 7-8 hours at work and then 2 hours driving in and out, and then going to the gym, and then like it's already like 10 o'clock by the time I can do any music, but I'm still I'm full of energy, ready to go. It's not like, oh shit, it's a chore now. Oh man, I got to like do this before bed or whatever. Like it's just so natural. But I couldn't do that if I didn't like it. Like if someone told me to go do their accounts, I'd be like, fuck you, do your own accounts. Like I can't do that shit. But I think it starts with passion. But then there are times where it gets tough. And again, it goes back to what we said about procrastination. And I think in those scenarios, sometimes you got to know when to tough it out and just do it and get it done. And you got to know when you need a break, and so that you don't burn out. So I think that's the key to it.
Yeah, awesome. So I guess in regards to that, what would you find that you struggle with most as an emerging artist? I know we've kind of covered the procrastination thing, but would there be anything else that you kind of say, okay, that is a struggle for me as an emerging artist?
As an emerging artist, I think like the hardest thing is emerging. There's so much music out there today. So I think like you got to be good. You obviously got to be good. Like you can't be like this horrible. I mean, to be honest, there's some horrible people that have made it, like not being like sad to them or anything. But honestly, like some of the songs, I'm just like, what the hell? What happened?
Ow.
But I think like, because it's such a it's like a consumer driven thing, right? No matter how good you are, it doesn't really matter anymore. And I think like the industry shifted to where we're not selling music anymore. We're selling ourselves. And I said this on another interview. I said, I almost am like a prostitute to the community, because it's literally like, if I sell myself and market myself well and position my brand in a way that I'm commercially viable, then I can do anything. It doesn't matter how good the song is. It doesn't matter how good, like, it's like asking people, why do you buy Nike versus like Adidas? They all do the same shit. Why do you buy one over the other? It's because you're more like you relate more to one brand.
Yeah.
And I think that's
It's funny you say you're a prostitute to the community, because Freddie Mercury back in the 80s said that he was a musical prostitute.
I'm just a musical prostitute, my dear.
And back in those days, it was about the music and the product. Whereas nowadays, you're right, it's about how you look, it's about how you sell, and it's about the market.
Absolutely. And people don't get that, like genuinely, like the nicest people that are the most talented people as well, they struggle for years and years, and then they go like, why am I struggling? Like, why is this happening and why is that? And I'm always like trying to have these conversations to say it's not about you anymore. Like it's about your audience, like it's about your listeners, it's about them. Like stop making this about you. And as soon as you start focusing on them, I think you'll get success. Again though, like you have to still cut through the noise somehow. So that's something that I'm gonna have to try and figure out. That's always a learning.
We're all there.
Yep.
So what would you say is the highlight of your career so far?
For me, it's always about the people. I think someone asked me the other day, what did they say? What's your most memorable moment? And it's always going to be about people. So even, so I wouldn't say there's one big highlight for me. There's always like these little memorable moments. And one of them happened to me. And again, you guys are probably expecting like something like, oh shit, I did this and this has been a highlight, right? I don't have one of those, because I think the latest thing you do is always going to be your highlight, for me anyway. So like when I look back at what the best or the top thing or the most highlight thing that I've done, I go, oh yeah, this is my first single, so that's my highlight. But the reality is the moments are what are more memorable to me. So it's like, I did this live stream and you guys were on that live stream, and I was kind of taking calls and stuff, and then you guys came on the chat. That to me was super memorable, and how you guys sang that song that I really like. And then this other guy called in after that from India, and his internet was so shit. We could barely talk, but he took this one screenshot where it shows this big smile on his face and it shows my smile, and he shared it. And that was such a, like, it's something that I'll just remember forever, because it's like these little things like that you won't normally get. Like, everyone's going to release music, everyone's going to perform to like a big audience, everyone's going to open for like this major international act and hopefully become a major international act. But it's those little moments for me that are my highlights.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Well, I think it's time for truth or shot.
Already? Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, just to explain the game a little bit, we have put together a list of questions that we class as a little bit risque, and you have the choice to either surprise us and answer, or take a shot. Now, we are going to lessen the blow a little bit, and we will shot along with you. So we hope that you can answer these questions. We don't want to get that,
but we want to know the quarantine. That's what this is all about.
Why don't we do truth and shot?
Oh God, because you're happy to take 5 shots, are you? So here we go.
You just want to
what have you got, AJ?
You just want to send us to bed.
I've got like this Jose Cove, or however you say it.
Delicioso. We've been listening to all your tracks, but one that really stood out for us was Anymore. And in that song, you sing Can't Get You Out of My Head, right? Yep. So who is it that you can't get out of your head?
That's easy. That's like my ex.
Can you name?
We want names.
You want names? No, I'm never gonna. Is that a shot then?
Got a shot.
Well, that's my vow to her, is I'll never reveal who she is.
All right.
There we go. Oh no, damn it! I forgot we had this shot.
That's right.
Ooh.
Like,
don't do
like
that.
who regrets the question now?
All right.
Oh my God. Let me go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, this is actually nice.
Said no one ever.
You might have to do a double. All right. Now, this is another related question to the one that we asked just then. Would you delete that ex from your memory if you could?
No, never.
Oh.
It was. Am I allowed to like emphasize? Am I allowed to like tell you why, or
go for
like
it.
rapid fire?
Go for
I think all your memories make up who you are today, I feel, and your experiences. And I wouldn't be where I was. Like, there's always positives to take out of everything.
Yeah.
And she's given me so much in my life that if I took that whole thing away, I'd lose like this little bit of negative, and like all this, and I can't lose that. Like, that's the reason I'm doing this whole music thing. So
please don't mind me.
Yeah.
No, never.
Oh, that's very nice. No. All right, what's something that you have done drunk that you would never do sober?
Wait, is this truth or shot? These are like easy as for truth.
See, my answers would be like, boy, I'm not answering that.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh man. But you're gonna air this, eh?
Are you gonna what?
Yes.
Shit. So like my parents are gonna hear it.
Well, that's another question.
Oh man, we're gonna have to do a shot.
Oh!
You're mad, really bad, but don't tell my mom and dad.
I just realized my parents are gonna hear it, and I'm like, shit.
Oh well, that means that you probably need to put you probably need to fill up your glass again then, because I've got another related question to that.
Boom! I love this. Look at this. Like, it's gonna. I reckon we should just finish the bottle.
That's so bad.
Cheers.
Oh. All right.
Okay.
I don't know. I was like, oh yeah, this is easy, and then I'm like, holy shit, wait.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I would never answer that. I'd be like, oh, nah.
Okay. So
I mean, if it was live, I would have, because the chances of them watching it are probably like quite low.
So what is it? What is it? Because we'll edit it out.
Oh man, I had like this.
Because we'll edit it out. Edit it out.
I had like this. I had like this in in a club in frickin' Spain, in Barcelona.
Of course.
Oh my God.
Of course. What's the one thing that you never told your parents growing up?
Shit, I have to think about this one. No, because I tell them everything, to be honest. I mean, this would be one.
The fastest winner.
Oh, so I have to say it now.
Yeah. Or drink.
Or shot.
Oh, man. I should have just answered the last question. Then everything would have been easier. 2 shots less. I mean, this is the one thing. So technically, we should just shot.
All right. Let's do it.
Can you do it smaller now? That's it. That's a bitch.
I'm filling this up. Like, I hope this doesn't hit me like in 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna end the call and you're gonna be on your ass.
Fuck, I didn't think about that.
All right, last question.
This is the best question, I think.
Who is the most inappropriate person that you have ever fantasized about?
Holy crap. I wish I'd fantasized about myself.
Don't we all as artists?
The most inappropriate person that I've fantasized about. Do I have to say names?
Yeah.
Oh man, but these are like my friends.
I love my friends.
Right, just a friend. Holy shit, that's so good.
Really? That's fun. I think the question is, will they be watching?
Wow.
They probably will. I mean, to be honest, right?
Leave it up to interpretation.
No, it's really difficult because I've always said I'll never reveal my friends and stuff because I know like right now it probably isn't going to be like a huge hit to them.
Yeah.
But in like 5 years, if someone finds this video.
That's so funny.
We're just like,
All right,
with all our friends.
So maybe that's the last question anyway. Let's do a shot.
Let's shot.
Oh my God, 4 shots in like the span of a minute.
And that's the tea.
So knowing what you do about our music, what's the one piece of advice that you could give us to help us move forward?
Oh, this is a good one. I would say you guys are on point. Like your songs are amazing. Your songwriting is like incredible. I would say start producing.
Yeah.
And the reason I'd say that is because that has enabled me to my speed to market is way quicker. And that's a huge advantage today.
Yeah.
Like I can write a song today and put it out in a week if I want to. And you guys are like way better writers than me. So you definitely need to be able to produce.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
at least
on my list.
At least a basic level, I think. At least if you can get it to like 80% there and then just have someone finish it off.
Yeah, 100% agree. All right, we're going to wrap it up there. A massive thank you to AJ, better known as the AJ Sound. Make sure that you guys go head to his Spotify, check out his Instagram. It's just through things like that that you can help creatives get to the next level.
We want to thank you all so much for watching and make sure you give this video some love. We're going to leave you with the melodic madness of the AJ Sound. Take it away.
You know I can't get you out of my head. I know you don't wanna leave me alone. You know I can't get you out of my head, but I don't wanna love you anymore. You know I can't get you out of my head. I know you don't wanna leave me alone. You know I can't get you out of my head, but I don't wanna love you anymore. I wake up feeling sorry for myself beside nobody. Bed empty sheets, cold, wishing you were next to me. Head up in the clouds, losing my battle with reality. Thought you were the secret from your lie to my Krabby Patty. Chest heavy, heart locked, threw away the key. Your eyes were like the ocean, now I'm drowning in the sea. There ain't no summer loving if there ain't no you and me. You know that I still love you, it was never meant to be. You in my bed, how, with your head down. We were kissing in the back now, with your dad's car. Summer loving when we wake up, miss the days now. Nowadays I don't wake up, yeah. You know I can't get you out of my head. I know you don't wanna leave me alone. You know I can't get you out of my head, but I don't wanna love you anymore. You know I can't get you out of my head. I know you don't wanna leave me alone. You know I
Look at me.